Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle were brutally murdered by their own son Nick. Their daughter found their bodies after they both were stabbed and discarded like trash. Nick is now being held by police as they investigate into why he would kill his own parents. Gypsy Rose Blanchard is not innocent. Even though she served time for setting up her own mother's murder, she's just as bad as her mother Dee Dee. And in a new disturbing clip, she admits to multiple crimes and her fantasy of being an escort.
A guy might ask, hey, you wanna with me and I'll give you money for it? And I might say, sure, yeah. Or whack him over the head with a bottle.
Britney Spears has a bizarre relationship with a new mystery man. She says that this is her cousin that she's been on vacation with, who she's been kissing on, and who she even went topless around recently in public. Britney is on a downward spiral, and this boyfriend cousin that she's hanging out with isn't helping. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Let's Get Into It podcast. We have a lot to dive into today. Britney Spears is out here in Mexico with her boobies out while hanging out with her cousin. We've got a creepy clip of Gypsy Rose Blanchard admitting to crimes. I've got updates on Khloe Kardashian and more. But I want to kick off this episode by talking about the brutal murder of Rob Reiner. Let's get into Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner is a film legend. He's created so many of the biggest hit movies out there, but he and his wife unfortunately were brutally murdered and found by their daughter. What's even worse is that it seems like their own son killed them. This story sounds like the setup of a horror film because Michelle and Rob were cornered in their home, possibly by their own son, with a knife and then stabbed to death. Director Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle Singer were found dead in their LA home on Sunday. And according to People magazine, their sources say that their own son, Nick Reiner, is the one who did it. I posted about this on TikTok and I got some tips, and it actually seems like they were found by their daughter, which sounds horrific, and then she made a phone call around 3:30 p.m. Could you imagine walking into your parents' home, probably curious to why they're not answering the phone, just to find the house covered in blood and them brutally stabbed? My heart really goes out to their entire family, and I'm so sorry for their loss. There is some mixed reporting on whether Nick had done it or not. Police say that their son, Nick, who's 32 years old, is alive and being questioned. No arrests have been made yet, but Nick has had a tumultuous relationship with his family and issues with drug abuse.
A tragic ending for a hero of Hollywood. Acclaimed director Rob Reiner and his wife found stabbed to death inside their Los Angeles home.
The Los Angeles Police Department is now conducting an investigation at this residence here on Chadbourne, and that investigation will continue over the coming days.
There are two houses the Reiner family owns across the street from each other. Rob and his wife lived in one, and a daughter with their kids lived in another. I have a bad feeling that Romy Reiner is the one who came across her parents, and I can't imagine her going across the street to go and witness this crime. I mean, did she hear something? I mean, this neighborhood is filled with really large houses. I don't know if you would be able to hear screams from one house to another.
Now, who the hell on God's green earth would want to hurt Rob Reiner and his wife? And his wife? Both?
It is interesting that not only Rob was targeted, but also his wife, Michelle, which makes it seem like this was more of a personal attack. At first, I thought it was maybe a robbery, but that's not clear. This report describes the incident as a family matter. Many different outlets are reporting that Nick Reiner is the one who is responsible for these stabbings. Some early reports mentioned Nick as missing or had left the scene before police arrived. And I was worried that maybe he was really high on drugs. He did this and then he would go and unalive himself before police came and found him, but that did not happen. It looks like they do have him in their custody. Rob, Michelle, and Nick all had a really toxic relationship, and it was fueled by Nick's drug addiction. This article from 2016 mentioned that Nick Reiner lived on the streets while battling his drug addiction, and part of me is curious to whether the drug addiction had fueled this attack, maybe revenge, because he has this animosity against his family for, I guess, letting him live on the street, even though they have so much wealth. But you guys know substance abuse issues, they go back and forth. You really can't blamed the parents for wanting to kick out Nick if he was not doing well for himself. In 2016, Nick spoke about his years-long struggle with drug addiction, which began in his early teens and left him living on the street. In 2016, in an interview with People magazine, Nick spoke about his issues with drug addiction, saying that it started in his early teens. By the time he was 15, he was in and out from the streets, and it seems like his parents started to drift away from him. They couldn't really support him or be loving parents with a son who's so sick. And even going into rehab and out of rehab wasn't fixing the main issue. There is a film that Rob and Nick worked on together. It's titled Being Charlie, which I feel like was probably the peak of their relationship because they were working on this project together. It was probably really healthy for them. Also therapeutic for Nick because he claims that he wrote the parts of the film that were his about his issues and his experiences with addiction.
Well, it started out as a television show that we wrote, and I get asked this question a lot, like, why would you want to put your story out there? And it was never that difficult for me to share what I struggled about. And it was never like, oh, this will help someone else. It was just like, I have a lot of experiences that might be valuable to other people, but I just find them interesting and I would like the world to know about them. I never thought it would get this far, though.
You didn't?
No, now I have to own up to it.
This person wrote, he was homeless for years too. I wonder if he suffers from serious mental illness. So sad, and I feel bad for the other 3 kids. And my condolences go out to the REINER family and everyone who was connected to them. And hopefully there will be justice in this case. Let's get into Gypsy Rose Blanchard. So I came across this really crazy clip of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. It was actually pulled out from a FOIA request, a Freedom of Information Act request. So somebody went into Gypsy's files, they requested this information and these video clips, and we've got them. You guys know that Gypsy served time for her part in unaliving her own mother. Damn, what's the theme of today's episode? Like, children unaliving their parents. Anyways, Gypsy's trying to act brand new, like she's a brand new person. She's got her soft new branding. She's a mother. She's trying to be an influencer. At one point, she was trying to be an artist, which the art, you know what? Just keep working on it, Gypsy. I've always had some weird feelings about Gypsy Rose. I feel like she's a lot smarter than what she likes to pretend like she is. I mean, she is a criminal mastermind like her mother. These two defrauded so many charities and things like that. They would steal from stores. And there's actually this really bizarre clip that Gypsy had taken of herself talking about stealing from stores and also talking about possibly sleeping with men for money. It's just really crazy to me because she tries to play like she's innocent, she's this princess in her wheelchair, but she's really just like a cold-blooded criminal. Let's go ahead and take a look at this clip together. Watch how she describes how she would steal items from the grocery stores. She would go and put the barcodes down so that the scanners would not catch the product going by, which I don't think this is how like store security actually works, but take a look.
This way, down, facing towards the floor, and go through the detectors, it won't go off. If it's this way, or this way, it will go off. But if it's facing down, that means the scanners won't detect it. That's just one tip. But a lot of these things that are for stealing requires a 2-person job. And so take, for example, at Sam's Club. They have these huge buggies. So say if I was to get inside the buggy and you push the buggy and just make up a story like I'm your handicapped sister or whatever, and you just put me in the buggy because I'm small for my age.
See, like even here, she's okay with pretending that she's the handicapped sister. Almost like she knows that she's not, but she's comfortable playing the part to get what she wants.
So I could easily look 12 or 13 to make it easier. And so here we are going down the aisles, and I always like to have something put on top of me, something big like a pillow or something so the cameras won't catch what I'm doing. And I'll probably have a dress or something on. And I just take like movies, DVDs, and I just slip them under my dress, and we might buy like a soda or just some cheap item to say we bought something, and then we just there we go, got a bunch of DVDs. Let's see what else.
Not her stealing DVDs, but this clip is going to get so much worse when she talks about like trying to get money from a man, whether it is sleeping with the man or possibly hurting him. She talks about smashing a bottle on a man's head to go and steal his wallet, which doesn't sound like the sweet gypsy that she's tried to play herself to be.
I also promised you I made a deal with you that I would get you money, and I will stay true to that deal. There are plenty of ways to make money. I could go as far as even to go to a bar and, you know, a guy might ask, hey, you want to with me, and I'll give you money for it. And I might say, sure, yeah. And
Ew, I also don't understand. Like, does she think she looks like she's in the same video? She's talking about appearing like 12 or 13 years old, but then also talking about going into a bar and trying to seduce a man to go and pay for you know what with Gypsy.
go with him and then maybe him or whack him over the head with a bottle, take his wallet.
I know this is a short segment, but I needed you guys to see this clip because isn't that just god awful? I'll be doing a deeper dive into Gypsy Rose, so keep an eye out for that. Every year, I tell myself I'm going to be ahead of the holiday shopping curve, but then last minute, I find myself online trying to find last minute gifts. But this year, I'm not going to let that happen. And I have Aura frames to thank for the personal and thoughtful gift. Aura frames are the perfect addition to your home. I love mine. And it's super easy to use. You've got your frame and you download the Aura app. Then you can upload unlimited photos and videos to display on your frame. My mom is always a difficult one to shop for, but the Aura frames are perfect because they're chic. They can go with the home. And of course, I can put photos of myself and my family on there. I can do it from miles away. For a limited time only, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter by using my promo code Sloan at checkout. That is auraframes.com, promo code Sloan. This deal is exclusive to my listeners and frames sell out fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. And please support our show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. What do you really want in your life? Not what your friends want, not what your family expects, but what do you desire? Most of us don't even get the space to figure that out. There's always judgment, and dating feels more like a performance than connecting. That's why I'm here to talk to you guys about Feeld. It's spelled F-E-E-L-D. It's a dating app where curiosity leads the way, where you can be honest with yourself, your desires, and the things you're still figuring out. On Feeld, evolution is normal. 62% of Feeld members shift their interests, their attractions, their dynamics within their first year on the app, because who you were yesterday doesn't have to be who you are today. So there's no pressure to conform to one version of yourself. You can change and explore and discover. And if you want to explore your sexuality or your gender identity, they have 20 different options for you to choose from. You guys can download this app right now on the Apple Store or on Google Play. If you're craving something more honest, a little more spacious, a little more you, try Feeld. It's playful, welcoming, and it gives you room to explore without judgment. Let's get into Britney Spears. Poor Britney Spears was spotted in Mexico and her breasts were just hanging out. I want you guys to pay attention to this dude right up here. This is supposedly Britney's cousin. I believe it's her boyfriend, but whoever he is, he's a problem because he's letting her shop around with both of her boobs like just out. I mean, of course we're censoring this. I truly don't understand how Britney couldn't feel that her boobs were hanging out, like maybe a little gust of wind. I don't know. I mean, it's hot in Mexico. Maybe you just don't feel the cold temperature. But whoever this man is again, a problem because why is he allowing her to be in public with her boobs just hanging out? Or why is she wearing a dress where this would even happen? And you know what? Nip slips happen, but this seems like it's even more than just that, especially with how Britney's condition has been. This person writes, "This is deeply concerning. Was anyone going to tell her that her boobs are out? There were stories of her being banned from hotels for this very reason. She doesn't know how to behave appropriately in public. She's going to undo all of Kate's, Kardashian, Hilton damage control if she keeps this up." Kate Hudson, Britney's long-term manager, who I am not a big fan of, is the one who's responsible for Britney hanging out with Paris or Britney hanging out with Kim. And yeah, this behavior is not cool. I've heard actually that at the Four Seasons, I believe, in Thousand Oaks, I believe that Britney has actually been banned there for going topless. 2026, Britney is about to get worse than 2007-2008 Britney. Sadly, this time, she won't be saved by a conservatorship. She's straight up browsing through a rack of clothes with her tits out. What the F is going on here? And you know, I'm all about freeing the nipple, but there's a time and a place. We actually don't know the identity of this mystery man covered in tattoos that Britney has been traveling with. Britney has said on social media that this is not her boyfriend. This is her cousin. She also was spotted in a video kissing him on the side of his head twice. And I don't know what the hell in the Louisiana is going on here, but I have a feeling that this is not her cousin, especially because I know Britney's extended family. I've been covering Britney for years now, and I've never seen this man once. In other reports, Britney is considering moving to the UK, which I don't think will solve her issues. Plus, she loves the Mexico warm weather. I don't know why she should move to the UK. I mean, you saw what happened to Ellen DeGeneres. This publication writes that Britney's family members have expressed desire to connect with her and to give her a professional medical care team, the help that she desperately needs right now. A source says that Britney has said that she wants to live in England. Britney has been telling those around her that a foreign move or a step away from LA might be nice. Quote, London would be Britney's dream move. She's feeling a huge amount of pressure at the moment in the aftermath of Kevin's book and claims. Honestly, Britney, I wish you would focus a little bit less on Kevin Federline's book and focus on the movie that Universal bought. Like your movie, The Woman in Me, because right now I feel like that's not going to actually happen. Britney has been spotted out in public more and more often. And it looks like the Daily Mail reported that her team had insisted that Britney is not drinking, she's not doing drugs, she's completely clean. But there are some other people, eyewitnesses, who say that Britney seems disheveled, her hair is wild, she looks concerningly puffy, all the signs of her not taking care of herself. Quote, until something horrible happens, that might be the wake-up call, but nobody is doing anything to get her the help that she needs. They're just letting her do her thing, end quote. So everyone is just currently dealing with it, and that's the recipe for disaster. Nobody wants to take any responsibility, and those that want to help are unable to gain access to her. It's a very alarming situation, to say the least. After everything, Britney's still naive. She's not acting in her best interest, and she's not surrounded by people who are serving her best interest either. I'm worried, and I know the rest of the family is too. There was some discussion that Britney Spears would be appearing on the adult website OnlyFans. She would be creating an OF. This person wrote on Reddit, why doesn't she just do OF already? She's so close to being there, she should just monetize herself now. I don't ever want to be a part of tearing down someone's mental health, but this is heartbreaking to watch. The views that she is getting is fueling her, but she doesn't seem to appreciate that people are all watching for the wrong reasons. She is honestly not in the right state of mind to be able to consent to showing herself like this. It feels icky, almost like a drunk girl being essayed. Somebody said, I'm not into any conspiracy theories, but I can tell you now that that is not Britney Spears. Somebody else said, that's not Britney. And finally, that's definitely not Britney. Unfortunately, I do feel like that could be Britney. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Anyways, we are sending well wishes to her and her cousin, boyfriend, whoever the hell that is. Let's get into Taylor Swift. I've got some good news here. We don't have anyone murdering their parents in this segment of the podcast, but Taylor Swift recently gave out some really big bonuses to her crew, which I think is really nice and should be a new standard for a lot of people who are working on these tours. I mean, you're away from your family for so long, you don't get paid that much. So the fact that she dished out $197 million is crazy, especially in a world where like Elon Musk is hoarding all of the money. It's nice to see someone who is so rich giving back. Taylor said that bonus day is so important because setting a precedent with the Eras Tour is really important to me, because the people who work on the road, if the tour grosses more, they should get more of a bonus. And that Eras Tour made a lot of money. Remember when they said that like the Eras Tour saved the economy? Here is Taylor Swift talking about the big bonus day, and I actually saw some really cute reactions on social media. Like one of the truck drivers for the Eras Tour called his son and said, hey, I've got good news for you. I'm able to pay for you to go to college now because of this bonus. Keep in mind that her pitch, her voice has been altered here for copyright reasons, so I apologize, but here's that clip.
Bonus day is so important because setting a precedent with the Eras Tour is really important to me, because people who work on the road, if the tour grosses more, they get more of a bonus. And these people just work so hard and they are the best at what they do. So every single person on the crew, I've handwritten them a note. It took me a couple weeks, but it's fun to write the notes. It's like fun to think about everybody's lives that they're going to go back to and the time off they're going to have and the kids they haven't seen because they've been away from months and making that worthwhile for them. It feels like Christmas morning when you finally get to say thank you. Everybody has the same message on their card, so I was hoping you could open it.
My full gratitude doesn't come from a bank, but here's dollars just to say thanks. Love, Taylor.
He's emotional. Oh my God, do you need a hug? Are you okay?
I'm gonna pass out.
This person wrote in the comments, CEOs everywhere, take notes. Nobody wants a pizza party. This is how you show corporate gratitude. What's interesting is I actually knew about this information before it was public, but that's all I'm going to say there. I can't give away any sources. But the people who were paid off include the truck drivers, the caterers, the instrument techs, the merch team, lighting, sound, production staff, and assistants, dancers, band, security, everyone. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see like a lot of these people going on a vacation sometime soon, maybe buying a house. It actually took Taylor several weeks to go and write these handwritten notes to all of these employees. Could you imagine if you missed one? I would be so upset if I was Taylor and I accidentally missed one. Or what if you were the one person that like just didn't get the bonus? That would suck. But right now we don't have any reports of that. It sounds like she did her due diligence. The Eras Tour dancer Kim Saunders was the one to read the card aloud. It looks like everyone got the same card and the same kind of message, and people were trying to figure out exactly how much were these people gifted, and it sounds like it's around $750,000.
For me, it was obvious that when he got to the dollar amount, it was written out in words versus numerically, because he said, here's, and he was about to say the next word, which obviously started with an S. Going to play the clip and you can hear it. Here's, then he takes a breath and he freaks out when he realizes what he's about to say. And then you can really see it saying $750,000, even though it's blurred out.
Full gratitude doesn't come from a bank, but here's
$750,000.
just to say thanks.
This person wrote on Instagram, my uncle drove a truck for the Eras Tour and his check was $350K. Another person said it's $350,000. My cousin was one of the dancers. She bought a car, paid off her remaining college debt, bought a house and invested the rest. $350,000. I mean, she made that $350,000 work, huh? Somebody else said 197 million divided by 750 is 262 people, which sounds about right. So is it 350? Is it 750? I don't know, but it's a lot of money, and it's life-changing money that typically a dancer or a merch person would not make in their lifetime, which makes Taylor Swift even more special. 2026 is here, and it's finally that time to go and launch the business that you've wanted to for so long. Don't let this next February be like last February, and you're doing the same old thing. It's time for you to become that founder you've always dreamed of, which is why I want to talk to you guys about Shopify. Shopify gives you everything that you need to sell online and in person. Millions of entrepreneurs have already made the big leap. Big brands, small brands, first-time sellers, anyone with an idea. Shopify is built for everyone. Their built-in AI tools help you write product descriptions, headlines, and even help edit your photos. Marketing's included too. You can do email campaigns, social media campaigns. Shopify not only helps you build the beautiful website and help you get your products ready to sell, but they also help you find the customers to sell them to. You can process more orders. You can expand to new markets and run everything from one clean, easy to use dashboard. This is your time to get started. In 2026, stop wasting and start selling with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/Sloan. Go to shopify.com/Sloan. Again, that is shopify.com/Sloan. Hear your first in the new year with Shopify by your side. You know what? I'm not letting big wireless or expensive phone bills kill my holiday joy this year. Because right now, all of Mint Mobile's unlimited plans are 50% off. I can get 3, 6, or 12 months of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. It is their best deal yet, and it makes it very easy for me to give my expensive wireless bill the Scrooge treatment. Honestly, I spend more when I go to like Chick-fil-A to get a meal. You could also bring your current phone and your number over to Mint. It is so easy. There's no contract, no nonsense. I love the fact that I can keep my phone and keep my number. I love using Mint Mobile, and you guys should check it out too. I mean, really, my old provider charged me way more for the same quality. Mint is fast, it's reliable, and honestly, it saved me so much money, and it'll save you money too. So turn your expensive wireless present into a huge wireless savings by switching over to Mint. Shop Mint unlimited plans at mintmobile.com/Sloan. That is mintmobile.com/Sloan. Limited time offer, upfront payment of $45 for a 3-month plan, $90 for a 6-month plan, or $180 for a 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 35 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com. Let's get into Russell Simmons versus Kimora Lee Simmons. I love that Kimora Lee Simmons is coming back to television with her daughters because they are so funny. We need some good reality TV like that, kind of like OG Kardashians vibe. Russell says that he's been fighting for the love of his kids for years now, but Kimora is keeping them from him. Kimora recently told People magazine that she doesn't have a relationship really with her kid's father. Her ex-husband responded by saying that there are two sides to every story. Russell said, "I gave you $50,000 a month for 20 years for their daughters, Aoki and Ming." He continued, "I was your best/only friend. I'm the godfather to your other 3 kids until one day you stole my stock." He said, "I've been fighting for my kids' love and my bread ever since. You threatened that if I sued you, I would never speak to my kids again. There are two sides to every story." Now, the thing is, I am team Kimora here. Maybe that's a hard take, but I do feel like Russell Simmons is problematic, and there's a very good reason why she kept her daughters away from him. This person wrote, "Well, that's what happens when you groom a child. Now, I don't care if she scammed you. Now explain, why are you hiding in Bali again?" Saying that he was her only friend is telling on himself, that he isolated her. And it makes me think of like Kim Porter back in the day. That was Kimora's ride or die until she died, until she was allegedly killed by Diddy, which is why I think that Kimora is so protective over her young girls after understanding how dangerous the men are in this industry. Russell Simmons, the man who established residency in Bali to escape the accusations of SA against him and got the case dropped. Russell Simmons, who has a wellness retreat where he can completely ignore all of his wrongdoings with his celebrity visitors. That Russell Simmons, oh please. The children chose the parent who loves them. Kimora is amazing. Somebody else said that Russell Simmons was in his 30s when he pursued a then 16-year-old Kimora. Let me know if you guys want to deep dive into their relationship because it is creepy. He absolutely groomed Kimora. We actually have a clip of Kimora getting emotional, talking about what Russell had done to her when she was a teenage girl. Take a look.
I met this person when I was in high school in St. Louis, Missouri. I was modeling. I was 16 years old. Like, I've known you, and everybody knows. Again, that's documented. You can see. I believe I was maybe a sophomore. I know it was before junior prom and senior prom because I went to both of those proms alone with my friends when I was dating them. So it was definitely long before junior and senior prom. I think it was around sophomore year of high school. And again, everybody knows this in my life. You know, I was walking around, they see me. The point of it is, I've known you a long time and I've seen lots of stuff, and I just choose to not go there. Lots of things that I could say over the time.
In 2017, more than a dozen women have accused Russell Simmons of misconduct, including one of the worst crimes you could ever imagine. He has stepped down from his businesses, even though he denies all wrongdoing. If you're denying all wrongdoing, then why do you have to step down from your business? Why do you have to go and hide in Bali? Like a year later, in 2018, he moved to Bali permanently. Honestly, that's probably something that Diddy wishes that he did way back when, so he did not get in trouble here in the States. Actually, I'm not in the States right now. I'm filming this podcast all the way from Vietnam. So I'm a little bit closer to Bali than I would like to be right now. I mean, shout out to Bali. There's nothing wrong with Bali, but Russell Simmons, pass. Somebody else said Russell Simmons, Russell Brand, never date a Russell. At least that could be one of the takeaways from this episode. Don't date a Russell unless you really know. Get your Russells vetted. Let's get into Nicki Minaj. Sorry about it, but I have been team Cardi B recently, actually for a couple of years now, ever since Nicki Minaj blocked me, ever since I found out that her husband is a sexual offender. And it looks like recently she's been going after the California governor, Gavin Newsom. She's been going after him on social media, talking about trans kids, which, keep in mind, I mean, I feel like I hear so much about trans people. I have trans friends as well. They're like less than 1% of the population. So again, I'm not exactly keen on what she's discussing as far as like his policy goes, but it doesn't seem like she even knows. I mean, she's just going on these tangents on social media, and I just know that there's a lot of trans people who look up to Nicki Minaj who are feeling a little bit isolated right now. I mean, don't you guys remember when she and Kim Petras did a song like a couple summers ago? Gavin Newsom's government press office, though, they're not holding back. They actually brought up Megan's Law, which I want to talk to you guys about this for a moment. When Nicki Minaj was going through her feud with Megan Thee Stallion, she kept saying that you lied on your dead mama, you lied on your dead mama, and then Megan Thee Stallion brought up Megan's Law. Megan's Law is a law that requires people who have committed crimes against children or things like that to go and be registered as a sexual offender. That is actually something that Kenneth Petty failed to do, and he almost got himself in big trouble. And it looks like now Governor Newsom is bringing up Megan's Law because that is a law, again, that Nicki Minaj does not like because she doesn't like the fact that her husband has to be registered as an SO, but it's the law, and it was created because of this victim named Megan, who could have been protected if they were aware of the predators who were around them. I mean, I have the Citizen app. I can open up in LA and I can see a bunch of people who have been convicted for these terrible crimes. So I'm grateful that this law exists and it protects us from people like Nicki Minaj's husband. Like, really? It's so embarrassing, Nicki. I mean, I'm embarrassed that I went to one of her shows just by the fact that she's married to a man like this. This is exactly why we talk about terrible people sometimes on my channel to expose the predators out here. And it's crazy that she has a kid with one, that she's housing one, and there's no doubt in my mind that he is spending all of her money through her credit cards. Come for me, Barbs. Just, if you really, I mean, the evidence is there. And this guy's a criminal. Look at him. He looks great in orange, doesn't he? Not a fan of Gavin Newsom, but I fear his team cooked here. She should have just minded her own business. Somebody else said, has Nicki ever just minded her own business? I think she's running out of people to start fights with. Let's get into Timothée Chalamet. Timothée is just like us. It looks like he was against getting a buzz cut and begged for his hair, his locks to be kept, which I totally get it. Like, I like my inches. I only have a few inches, but I love my inches. Timothée said that he practically begged to keep his hair longer. Your hair, weirdly, you're attached to your hair. It's kind of like our personalities, these follicles that grow out of our heads. But he explains that his locks were stolen. Ew, also, I hate the word follicles. I think I've said that before, but why does it sound so, I don't really like the word nipples either. But that used to be an older thing for me, back when I was in middle school, I'd literally cringe when I heard that word. Follicles is bothering me more now. But Timothée has been on this press tour for his new movie, Marty Supreme, coming out on Christmas. Let me know in the comments below, will you be tuning in? Let's get into Prince Andrew. Heavy on the X. Heavy on the X, Prince Andrew, because you are no longer a prince, and I wish that the royals would go after you because of your connections to Epstein and the crimes that you've committed. British police will take no further action regarding ex-Prince Andrew, despite recent claims that he asked his police protection officer for information about one of Epstein's loudest accusers, Virginia. And unfortunately, Virginia is no longer with us. She died in kind of a mysterious way. But that is crazy to imagine that a prince of a country went out of his way to go and try to dig up dirt on her. I can understand why she was so scared for her life.
UK police have confirmed that former Prince Andrew won't be investigated over Virginia Giuffre's reports. This comes after claims alleging Andrew had asked his bodyguard to dig up dirt for a smear campaign against his accuser.
Leaked email correspondence suggests that Andrew asked his protection officer to uncover personal information about Virginia. Shout out to all the people up in London and Britain, the English people, because your tax money was used to go and to fund him trying to dig up this dirt on Virginia. And that's really disgusting to think about. And even though we have photo evidence that links ex-Prince Andrew to Virginia, he still denies these claims, which to me just proves that we need an investigation, we need justice, and we need criminal charges.
I have no recollection of ever meeting this lady. None whatsoever.
You don't remember meeting her?
No.
So you're absolutely sure that you were at home on the 10th of March?
Yeah.
She was very specific about that night. She described dancing with you and you profusely sweating, and that she went on to have bath, possibly.
There's a slight problem with the sweating because I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat, or I didn't sweat at the time.
She provided a photo of the two of you together.
Yes.
Your arm was around her waist.
Yes.
You've seen the photo.
I've seen the photograph.
How do you explain that?
I can't. Because I have absolutely no memory of that photograph ever being taken.
So you're telling me this man has absolutely no memory ever meeting Virginia, but had his own officer go and seek out information about her, even giving up her social security number and her birthday so that he can go and find dirt on her. In 2021, Virginia filed an SA lawsuit against Andrew in which she alleged that she was trafficked by Epstein and forced to get intimate with Prince Andrew 3 different occasions when she was only 17 years old. Oh, I hope her soul is at peace. Here's a clip of Virginia talking a little bit more about the accusations she's made against ex-Prince Andrew.
I know what happened, and there's only one of us telling the truth.
Giuffre also famously sued Britain's Prince Andrew in 2021, to whom she said she was trafficked for sex 3 times, starting when she was 16. The prince repeatedly denied any wrongdoing, but settled with Giuffre the following year and issued a statement saying he regretted his association with Epstein. But the rumors kept flying, and Andrew became a distraction to the crown. So just this past Friday, he announced he was giving up all of his royal titles, including Duke of York.
Let's get into Khloe Kardashian. As you guys know, we're heavily invested in the Kardashians' lives over here on this channel, and Khloe in particular has had a really bad luck dating. But it looks like her prayers may have been answered because this teacher has reached out trying to shoot his shot, taking Khloe out on a date. This teacher, Jacob Myers of Santa Cruz, California, might be Khloe's next boyfriend because he posted on social media, and it looks like Khloe came across this post and was interested in him. Khloe is chronically online. Actually, a few weeks ago, she commented on one of my Instagram posts. It's the one about her dad being back, her real biological dad. If you guys have not seen that, definitely go and check that out on my Instagram at SloanHugs. Kris Jenner also commented on the post. You guys, I had so much anxiety when I saw that they had commented on my page. It just confirmed what we all thought, that they are watching. The Kardashian Jenners are watching us. But this all started when teacher Jacob wrote that he was looking for a companion in a post. His profile included his attributes, like the fact that he has a master's degree, he's got cooking skills. So maybe, Khloe, you can give one of your chefs a break once in a while. And he's looking for a woman who's going to ask how his school day was. Oh, seems like a simple man. And it looks like Khloe took the bait because she commented on his page, "How was your day?" This led to teacher Jacob stating in a new video that everyone in town has been talking about this comment. He said, "My entire town knows about it. My students keep bugging me about it. My group chats have been nonstop. So why not just shoot my shot?" And it looks like he's willing to make it work. He says that if she can't come to him, that he could come to her holiday party, Kris Jenner's holiday party, since he'll be visiting LA anyways. Which, I mean, I like how he's like not holding back. He's like, yeah, invite me to the Kardashian Jenner holiday party. He's already just inserting himself, which I think that's what you kind of have to do, especially when you've got someone like Khloe. She's kind of intimidating. She's got a lot going on in her life. I'm sure it's probably refreshing to have a man like see what he wants and then seeks it.
All right, so since my post kind of blew up and your comment went a little viral, my entire town knows about it. My students keep bugging me about it, and my family group chat's just been nonstop. I figured, why not shoot my shot? This Saturday I have a staff holiday party, and I would absolutely love if you came as my date. If you can't make that work, then maybe Kris can add me to your holiday party. But in all seriousness, I'm going to be in Southern California during winter break, and I would absolutely love to hear how the rest of your day went.
What do you guys think of teacher Jacob? Do you think that he and Khloe would be cute together? He kind of gives me a little bit of like Scott Disick vibes, and I don't know if that's necessarily Khloe's type looking at her past, but maybe this could be a good change for her. Somebody put a little meme like, like a breath of fresh air, a relief, a sigh of relief. And he doesn't play for the NBA. Oh, he's all nervous. This is who Khloe needs. Somebody said, "Dear Khloe, green flags." Khloe, we've all got a huge green flag feeling about this gentleman. And Coco, go and get your man. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think that Khloe Kardashian will actually follow up with Teacher Jacob? I feel like, unfortunately, if she does, it's going to be as a way to use him for content for the Hulu show. But maybe I'm just being a negative Nancy. Let's get into Kelly Osbourne. I've actually got a video about Kelly that's going to be coming out on my main channel where we talk about how I'm genuinely concerned about her. And Kelly's response to that is, go F yourself.
To all those people off, to the people who keep thinking that they're being funny and mean by writing comments like, are you ill? Or get off Ozempic? Or you don't look right. My dad just died, and I'm doing the best that I can.
Kelly has been struggling with hate comments on social media. People are concerned about her well-being. They're asking if you're ill. They're telling her to get off of Ozempic. They're saying you do not look right, which isn't nice. I mean, Kelly's still grieving the loss of her father. Kelly has been in the public eye ever since she was a teenager, and it seems like the things that bothered her when she was a teen still bother her to this day. And even Kelly's mother, Sharon Osbourne, recently chimed in and said that Kelly is struggling with depression because of the loss of Ozzy, and that she can't eat right now, which is really concerning when you see how she looks. I just want her to be okay. I know that, like, you know, grief, it manifests itself in different ways, and I just don't think that Kelly's okay right now. And I don't think the world is prepared to lose another Osbourne.
Hello, I'm Kelly Osbourne.
Kelly Osbourne's appearance has been concerning fans. She looks extremely gaunt and frail and nothing like how she used to look. If you look at old photos of Kelly, she looks unrecognisable. Fans are urging her to stop the alleged Ozempic use and stop having so much work done on her face and body, as people fear it's going to cause long-lasting damage, and it may already be at the point that there is no return for her. Sharon Osbourne, her mum, has even spoken out and been very honest in her Ozempic consumption, and has said she did not like it and it had a bad reaction with her body. And Sharon's appearance has been shockingly different ever since she started the drug and has never been able to bounce back fully.
I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. There are so many prayers to be said at the end of this episode. Like, Kelly Osbourne, I hope you're okay. Britney Spears, I hope you're okay. I hope, like, Virginia's soul is at peace. Also, like, Rob Reiner, what the F? This is a crazy episode. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. As you guys are watching this, I'll probably be on a plane on my way to Bangkok, and I'll be there for a couple weeks. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.